Alors, bonjour à tous. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this press conference. Francis Dupont here with the Montreal Alouettes. Je suis avec Danny Maciocia et Jason Maas, entraîneur-chef des Alouettes, qui ont tous les deux signé une extension de contrat aujourd'hui. I'll start with Danny to say a few words, then Jason Maas. Après ça, on va demander aux médias qui ont des questions de bien vouloir lever la main et d'attendre le droit de parole, s'il vous plaît, avant de poser une question. General Manager Danny Maciocia.
Merci tout le monde. Merci pour votre présence. C'est sûr que pour Jason et pour moi-même, c'est une très belle journée avec l'annonce de l'extension. Ça s'est fait sur les dernières journées. Je ne peux pas parler pour Jason, mais je dirais de mon boss, c'était presque un no-brainer. Puis de l'opportunité de continuer le travail qu'on a commencé ensemble, ça fait 3 ans avec Coach Maas. Ça, c'est quelque chose qui m'excite beaucoup. Puis c'était très important pour moi que cette annonce se faisait au même moment. Il ne faut pas oublier non plus, ça fait 3 ans quand Jason a accepté le poste d'entraîneur en chef avec les Alouettes de Montréal. Je n'ai pas besoin de vous dire toutes les circonstances qu'on a vécues pendant cette période, je dirais, un petit peu difficile. Mais depuis, les Alouettes ont une fiche de 33 victoires, 19 défaites, puis un match nul. On a aussi une Coupe Grey qu'on a gagnée en 2023. Il ne faut pas oublier non plus que Coach Maas était aussi l'entraîneur de l'année passée. Puis je pense que quand on regarde le travail de Coach Maas et son staff cette année dans des circonstances pas tout à fait idéales. On sait qu'on s'en va dans la bonne direction avec son leadership, puis sa passion, puis l'énergie qu'il amène tous les jours. Alors pour moi, comme j'ai dit, c'est une fierté de m'associer à Jason pour les prochaines années. Obviously, this is a special day for me. I'll have Jason speak on behalf of himself. But to me, what was important for me is that this news came out that we, jointly are extending, our stay here with the Montreal Alouettes. Jason, to me, I don't think there's a better tandem in sports, really, as far as this relationship is concerned, that extends itself really beyond friendship. I got a profound love for Jason and his family. And the fact that we're going to be able to do this for the next few years together means so much to me and my family. And I don't think I could have found a better guy to do it with. When he got here, the situation was far from ideal. And that's when, we saw his leadership, his energy, his passion, and the culture that he was able to instill. And to see where it's at today, it's really paid dividends for us. All you got to do is just look back at the number of games we've played. We have a record of 33 wins, 19 losses, one tie, a Grey Cup to our name, and a Coach of the Year to Coach Maas's name, and the future looks so bright with the stability that we have intact here with the Montreal Alouettes. Let's also not forget that when Mr. Pelado bought the team at the press conference, he always talked about stability, and stability will go a long way when you're trying to build something that's unique, that you think you're going to be able to sustain over the course of time, and you hope that it's also going to become a reference throughout the course throughout the league itself. So, like I've said repeatedly, and I'll keep repeating it, my best acquisition was 3 years ago in December of 2022 when Jason hopped on board. He took a chance on me. We took a chance on one another, and we love every single day that we get an opportunity to work together. So I'm looking forward to the next few years with him, and and then after this day, obviously the focus shifts back to the football team, and we're looking forward to what lays up ahead.
Merci beaucoup, Danny. We'll now ask Jason Maas for a comment or two.
Bonjour à tous. First of all, I just want to thank Danny, first and foremost, for extending the offer to extend. It was a very easy decision. when asked, I mean, what better person to work for? I just love him to death. I mean, he's talked about our relationship, and it does extend beyond football. I was grateful and thankful back in 22, and he took a chance on me, and I've worked extremely hard with our staff and the people in this building to build something he could be proud of and bring stability to this organization. I'm very proud of what we've accomplished thus far. So energized and excited to continue it, because I think we have built something special here and built a great foundation, a great culture, and we do it with a bunch of great people, players, staff. I mean, you name it, it's here. I couldn't be happier, being an Alouette and working for this organization and for Danny Maciocia. So, just excited to get back to work and get going on Winnipeg this week. But it is a special day and an honor to be a part of this organization for the foreseeable future.
Thank you very much, Coach Maas. On va procéder à la période de questions. First one, Herb Zufkowski, de Gazette, then Frédéric Daigle, La Presse canadienne. Herb.
Thank you very much. Hopefully I've unmuted myself and you guys can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. Don't say it with such enthusiasm. Can I assume that this was Mr. Pelladeau's initiative? You guys did not go to him saying we want longer contracts.
So since I took the lead with this and then I approached Jason with it, this was a conversation that took place with the executive committee, which is composed of myself, René Masson, and André Brosseau. Clearly, Pierre Pelladeau had to sign off on it, but this is a conversation that took place here a few days ago. And I would say within hours, we were told that there was a strong willingness to extend, and I just didn't want the game to be, to get in between of what we were discussing in regards to the extension. So we wanted to see it through the game in Ottawa, and then we would reconvene here Sunday, which we did, and then we finalized it Sunday night.
But who made the first move?
It was just a discussion that took place around the table at our meetings that we normally have here every 2 weeks. They've known for a while that Jason was entering his option year. I told them how I felt about coaches that entered their option year, especially the one that we've got in place that's got a track record of winning and what we've been able to create here. And I thought this was probably going to be a conversation that was going to take place at the conclusion of the year, but it was expedited with that get together last week, and it just happened to find itself on the agenda. And then when it did, then we sort of fast-tracked it.
The contracts are not aligned. By that I mean, and of course they were not aligned before this extension. Usually the general manager and the head coach, they're both under similar contract lengths. Do either of you find that unusual?
No, because this is something that we've had here for the last little while. In other words, we've had always the general manager is always going to have a year up on the head coach. The head coach is always going to have a year up or two over his assistant coaches. That's the alignment that this organization has chosen moving forward. But hey, let's not kid one another. It doesn't matter if it reads 28 or 29. We're on the same. We're on the same length, regardless of what our contracts stipulate.
Jason, this is 3 years for now, and that you've been with Montreal and hopefully many more. Considering what you came from and what you've gone through, what are you most? I mean, how have you evolved as a coach? What are you most proud of? Because look. You win a Grey Cup your first year with a veteran quarterback. I dare say that what you've gone through this season probably trumps any of that because you won with a young quarterback. You've had to remain, competent and competitive throughout a number of injuries. So what are you most proud of?
To be quite honest with you, I'm proud of the entirety of the 3 years. We've worked together with a ton of guys in this room, the coaches, a ton of players that have carried over, the new ones, upper management, Danny and his staff. I say it takes a whole organization to win and to do what we do. And that's what I'm most proud of. The fact that we've all worked together to accomplish these things through thick and through thin, through hard and not. I mean, this year has been up and down like you described it. And really the 3 years hasn't been a complete rise. It's been some ups and some downs. I just love how we weather through it and how we fight together and we compete every single day. And that lends itself to what I'm proud most of is the culture we've built. That's it. I think it's a solid foundation, and it's going to be something that I believe can carry for a number of years. And that is what I'm most proud of. It's the people I work with, that we work with every single day in this building, that have built this culture. And that is absolutely what I'm most proud of.
I don't want to, if I can just ask one quick non-contract question of you, Jason, and I know what your answer is going to be, but I'll still ask it nonetheless. You will take the field Saturday knowing whether you are first or second. Should Hamilton win Friday night, will that affect any of your personnel decisions Saturday?
The way we have talked today in our personnel meetings, we're going in to win, regardless. That's going to be the mindset. I don't think you can do it both ways. The one position I know everybody will think, when you take out a Davis Alexander, you're thinking of throwing in the towel. We're not. So whether we do that or not, we're going in to win. That's going to be our mindset all week. We're preparing to win a game. We're going to prepare like we've done every single game this year, and we're going to compete on every single play. That is my assurance to anybody that's a Montreal fan. That is what we're going in to do.
Okay, congrats on the extensions. I just want you to know that I have a lifetime contract, so I will be around longer than either of you, and I just wanted to get that little shot in.
Merci beaucoup, and I appreciate that.
Merci. On va y aller avec Frédéric Daigle de la presse canadienne. Fred?
Oui, bonjour messieurs. Désolé, ma caméra ne semble pas fonctionner sur Teams, là, alors je vais y aller vocalement seulement. Jason, sorry, the first one will be for Danny in French. I'll come back to you afterward. Danny, tu as beaucoup parlé de culture et de stabilité depuis que tu es en poste, quelque chose que tu voulais apporter à l'équipe. Est-ce que c'était primordial pour toi quand ces discussions là, à bâton rompu un peu la semaine passée dont tu discutais avec Herb sont survenues que ça faisait partie de l'ensemble que toi tu prolonges et que Jason prolonge en même temps?
Oui, c'est sûr parce que même quand moi j'étais prêt de prolonger, j'ai été assez spécifique en disant que je voulais m'asseoir premièrement avec Jason pour voir c'était quoi ses intentions pour les prochaines années. Et pour moi, c'était primordial que lui embarquait aussi, puis il restait avec moi. Puis quand j'ai eu la chance de m'asseoir avec pour lui demander s'il y avait un intérêt, il m'a posé la même question. Est-ce que toi, tu vas être là? Est-ce que tu vas prolonger? J'ai dit, je vais prolonger si toi, tu vas te commettre aux Alouettes pour les prochaines années. Alors, quand il m'a donné le feu vert, j'étais de retour avec le comité exécutif. J'ai partagé la conversation, puis ça s'est réglé quelques jours plus tard.
3 ans, ça passe vite dans le sport professionnel. Est-ce que tu as été tenté ou est-ce que tu as proposé une prolongation plus longue de ton côté que jusqu'en 2029 ou ça n'a jamais été dans les discussions?
Non, écoute, oui, ça passe vite, mais quand tu regardes la Ligue canadienne, il n'y en a pas beaucoup qui ont un contrat plus que 3 ans. Je sais que quand j'ai signé mon premier contrat ici, c'était pour 5 ans. Mais écoute, comme on s'est dit quand on l'a signé, moi et Jason, on va gager sur nous-mêmes, sur nous deux. Puis on est assez confiant que dans 2-3 ans, on va continuer d'aller chercher peut-être une autre prolongation, puis on va continuer de travailler ensemble.
Merci. Jason, it's likely the same question I just asked Danny, but how important was it for you that Danny was extending as well in the same time that you were?
Extremely important. I mean, I want to work with Danny. That's the reason I came to Montreal was because he asked, and I trust him with my life, and I'm so grateful, thankful every single day I come to work. It's fun for me to come to work, to see him, to work with him, to collaborate. I couldn't envision doing this with anybody else, and I want to do this as long as I can with him. That's what one of my main motivations every day I get up is to not disappoint him and to continue to do my job at a high enough level that we continue to have success here, and continue to build upon the foundation we've created and the culture we've created. I would want sustainable success, and I want it with Danny. And so it was very important that he extends and he's a part of this ride as long as I'm here.
When this deal is going to be over, 2028 is going to be 5 years. You're going to be in Montreal. Do you see yourself staying longer than that?
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, I've been up here for 25 years in Canada. I obviously love Canada. I love the game. I've grown very affectionate of Quebec and Montreal. I get attached to things. I do. I'm a very loyal person. That's just in my nature. I so much enjoy the city and the organization. And I obviously you want to win and you want to continue to win. And that's what keeps you in sports. That's what keeps you in those places. I grew up in this league watching Wally Bono go from Calgary to BC and having long careers in both places. And you always envision staying someplace to build something, but you got to win to do that, and you got to have the right people around us. And I'm hopeful and that continues, because great people is what makes an organization. I work with them every day, and I'm very, very thankful.
Thank you. Congrats.
Thank you and appreciate it. Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Prochaine question, François-David Rouleau du Journal de Montréal. François-David.
Oui, bon après-midi, messieurs. Je vais poser ma première question à Danny. Je vous écoute depuis tantôt, toi et Jason. Puis, vous venez de renouveler. Félicitations. Ça semble un beau contrat de mariage en 3 ans. Voyez, dans le positif, je voudrais savoir, Danny, la plus belle qualité, celle de travailler avec Jason day in, day out.
La plus belle qualité de Jason, OK. Je dirais, il y en a plusieurs. Moi, j'adore le compétiteur en Jason. J'adore l'énergie, la passion qu'il amène tous les jours. Mais aussi, qu'est-ce que je vais vous partager? Jason gagne pas seulement sur le terrain, mais il gagne aussi à l'extérieur du terrain avec cette organisation. Quand je parle de leadership et quand je parle d'individu qui est conscient, comme il disait, ça fait 25 ans qu'il est au Canada et il a décidé de prendre une chance de venir au Québec. Il s'est adapté à notre culture, à notre société. Tu regardes le nombre de conversations qui se passent dans le vestiaire en français, pas seulement avec nos joueurs locaux, mais même d'autres Canadiens à travers de la Ligue, puis des Américains. Je vous donne un exemple. Chaque jour, quand les joueurs se présentent au stade olympique, puis il faut passer la sécurité, ils sont obligés de se identifier avec leur numéro de chandail en français, sinon ils n'ont pas d'accès. Alors, il a adopté le Québec, la langue française. Il comprend que nous sommes distincts, puis c'est un leader parce qu'il est capable d'identifier toutes ces différences-là, puis qu'il est capable de les amener tous ensemble, puis de travailler, puis de pousser dans la même direction. Je dis souvent que je ne sais pas combien de Québécois qui sont capables de le faire. Puis nous, on a la chance de le faire avec un Américain qui était né en Wisconsin. Alors, ça démontre jusqu'à quel point que c'est un leader qui s'adapte facilement. Puis ça, je peux vous dire que ça nous inspire tous les jours comme organisation.
Merci beaucoup. Jason, the same question for you. What's the most wonderful quality about Danny, working with him day in, day out?
Oh, I can only pick one quality. I mean, He is about as supportive of a person that I've been around. Anything we need as a staff, anything I need, he's willing to listen and collaborate with. It's not his team. He makes it very clear it's our team, and we work very well together that way. And I think he's a great listener, and he's a great leader. He brings people together. That's what I love about him. Is he just brings us together and holds us together. That's, demanding, yes, and that's what you want from the guy at the top. You want a guy that's very demanding, but you want a guy that works together with you and that you trust. And that's my biggest thing. That's why I love him so much, because I can trust him with everything. I know he's always got the club's best interest, but he's got your best interest as well. But it's got to fit, and the communication is always there. I don't have to worry about sugarcoating anything. We can talk, get it out on the table, and we're going to come to resolution no matter what. And I'll tell you what, and we've been together a long time. I can't remember too many damn arguments we've had or too many things we haven't really agreed upon. So that's tremendous when you've been together as long as we have.
Juste une petite dernière technicalité, si je peux me permettre, Danny. Bon, tu disais avec Jason, ça s'est passé la semaine dernière. Dans ton cas, là, du côté contractuel, quand tu as entendu la prolongation, c'était quand dans l'espace-temps? Est-ce que c'était il y a une semaine, 2 semaines, 1 mois? C'est arrivé sur ta table?
Non, ça, c'est réglé les deux au même moment. La semaine passée, on a eu les discussions. J'ai quitté après la rencontre. Je voulais attendre après le match parce que je voulais pas que ça devienne une distraction à Jason. Puis je sais qu'il était concentré sur le match qui s'en venait, un match très important pour nous. Puis le but était de le rencontrer le lendemain. Alors, c'était hier. Puis on s'est assis au bureau pendant quelques heures. Puis après, il est venu chez nous. Comme la dernière fois, quand on a signé une extension, on a soupé chez nous avec ma famille. Puis on a partagé la nouvelle, pas seulement avec ma famille, mais aussi avec sa famille. Puis il y avait beaucoup de monde qui était heureux. Puis il a signé le contrat. Puis on a décidé de faire l'annonce le plus vite possible parce que, je répète, il y a un match qui s'en vient. Puis le focus devrait retourner sur le match qui s'en vient, puis avec les joueurs qui vont jouer dans le match samedi prochain à Winnipeg.
Cool, merci beaucoup.
Merci. Prochaine question, Jean-Philippe Arcand, la presse.
Oui, bonjour. Danny, tu es arrivé avec l'équipe il y a 5 ans maintenant dans des circonstances où l'équipe, disons, c'était assez difficile, on s'entend. Au cours de ces 5 années-là, tu dirais, quel a été, selon toi, le plus grand défi que tu as relevé? J'exclus peut-être l'année, évidemment, annulée à cause de la pandémie, mais disons, quand tu es arrivé, et compte tenu de la situation dans laquelle se trouvait l'équipe, quel a été ton plus grand défi?
Mais le plus grand défi, il y en avait quelques-uns, mais pour moi, c'était une manque de stabilité. Tu regardes les années de 2000, je pense que c'est 2011 à 2018 ou 2019. Je pense que les Alouettes avaient une fiche de 48 puis 78. Alors, 30 matchs en dessous de 500. Le nombre d'entraîneurs en chef, le nombre de coordinateurs à l'attaque, coordinateurs en défense, il y avait zéro stabilité. Puis quand j'ai mis pied ici, écoute, avec la transaction de Johnny Manziel, on n'avait pas beaucoup de repêchage, choix de repêchage les premières années. Alors ça, je dirais, c'était de loin mon plus grand défi. Puis là, je voulais m'entourer c'est sûr qu'avec du monde que moi, je pensais qui était prêt pour ce genre de défi-là. Là, je vais faire attention à ce que je vais dire parce que c'est sûr que j'étais obligé d'hériter certaines personnes, que ce soit des coachs ou que ce soit dans l'administration. On a travaillé ensemble d'améliorer la situation. Puis après, un autre changement de propriétaire, puis un autre changement au poste de présidence, à la présidence, j'étais capable de convaincre Jason de me donner un coup de main, que ce soit Jason, que ce soit Byron Archambault, que ce soit Noel Thorpe, AC, puis tous les assistants coachs, de former une équipe que nous, on pensait qu'on pouvait aller chercher des victoires, puis en espérant qu'on pouvait aller chercher un championnat à un moment donné. Alors, je pense qu'à la fin de la journée, j'étais capable de m'entourer avec du monde qui sont alignés, qui partagent les mêmes valeurs, puis ils ont le bien des Alouettes de Montréal tous les jours quand ils rentrent au bureau. Alors, oui, on a eu des défis. Là, on a un petit peu de stabilité en place depuis l'achat de l'équipe de M. Pelado, puis on veut continuer de garder cette stabilité-là parce que avec cette stabilité-là, ça peut amener à d'autres victoires, puis peut-être, j'espère, d'autres championnats.
And Jason, I'll ask you somewhat the same question. In the 3 years that you've been here as a head coach now, what would you say was the biggest challenge you had to maybe take on or overcome in your 3 years as a head coach?
Well, I think, when you're coming into a new building, new organization, the familiarity with Danny helped obviously get everything going in the right direction, as good as it could, but you're still learning the city, the organization, the amount of people. I think back to my first training camp, and we had a new owner, and there was so much newness that you're just trying to absorb everything and then lead and get the foundation built. And so that was probably the hardest part, is just getting started. And then since then, it's just been a collaborative effort from everyone in this organization working together and pulling the same direction. And a lot of hard work's been done by players, by coaches, by staff, all throughout. But it was the initial meeting everybody, getting to know everybody, and showing the vision and sharing the vision, I should say, and everybody getting on board with that. And that was going to be built on, trusting each other, working hard for one another, and doing it for someone other than yourself. That's what we talk about with our players and our organization. We're doing this for Montreal. We're doing this for Quebec, and we're doing it for the 425 is what we like to say, but we're doing it for someone, not yourself. And that unselfish attitude and that hard work and commitment to that every single day is what we've been built on and characterized by. So, it was just getting that rolling. That was the hardest part. After that, that's what we hang our hat on every day. And that's why I think we can roll through the good and the bad, because we just continue to move on and take steps forward, and continue to work together and for one another.
All right. Thank you. Merci.
Est-ce qu'il y a d'autres questions? Pas d'autres questions. Alors, c'est ce qui complète notre conférence de presse. Thank you, Coach Maas. Thank you, GM Maciocia. On vous rappelle que les Alouettes vont être sur le terrain de pratique mercredi et jeudi en vue de notre match à Winnipeg samedi. Merci à tous. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. And we'll see each other this week. Merci. Thank you.
Merci.
Merci.
Thank you.